Good morning, everyone. Welcome to The Working Trader, where we look at the EUR USD and GBPUSD and come up with trade ideas for the day. So jumping right into it, looking at Forex Factory, today is a Tuesday and we do not have any impact news with regards to the US or with the pound. So let's look right at the charts, and as I've been saying, we are in a bullish trend. We are in the pullback phase for both the EUR USD and the GBP USD. We're in this pullback phase. We've now just mitigated this unmitigated demand on the pound, and we've had this multiple rejections and price looks to be pushing up. We are also in discount, so it is likely that price could continue maybe all the way up here and even maybe see failure of these supply zones, and then we start pushing up all the way. Okay, so same thing. We do have the supply area up there, which resulted in that break of that internal structure, and so we might see a breach of those areas or even further upside to target the week daily high. So looking at the 4-hour, on the EUR USD, this is what we have. So we did break structure to the upside from a swing perspective, and then this was our internal range. Okay, this was our internal range, and then price has been pushing down, and then now we've broken the internal range to the downside. Okay, so now we've had an internal break of structure bearish, so price is bearish, and then this is possibly the current range that we're in at the moment on the 4-hour. So we did have this change of character up here, and obviously we do have resting liquidity up here, and then we do have this level of supply. So price could pretty much target this before we get some kind of reaction, and then if that fails, then we might see price continue all the way to this extreme. However, we do realize that we have all these areas of resting liquidity at the top, so once price starts pushing up, it is likely it's going to be a violent move, and we might just take out all the liquidity that is resting up here, targeting the week 4-hour high, which is a swing. So looking at the 15 minute, so we do have this this is our swing range. So we broke structure right there, and then this is the swing range that we're in, and then price has been pulling back up. So this area here, we say that it was a low probability, or it had two conflicting issues with it. One, it was the strong internal high for us to look for shorts. However, it was also an Asia high, and we see that there is this trend line liquidity resting, another trend line liquidity resting as well. So it was highly likely that also it could be swept. So as we can see, once price eventually got to that area, it just blasted through. Okay, and then now we've kind of mitigated all this liquidity at the top, and then we've had somewhat a reaction. Okay, so we are still within the swing range. Okay, we're still within the swing range. So this is our strong high and this is our weak low. So our swing is bearish, and then so during Asia, what has happened is we have swept these highs. Okay, and then we've had a reaction, bearish reaction, and we've pretty much created equal lows. Okay, relatively equal lows. The sweep is not significant, but pretty much we're in a range at the moment. So price could sweep both sides. Okay, price could sweep both sides. So that's 15M liquidity. Okay, so price could sweep both sides of this range. So what could happen is, as we can see, we do have this trend line. So price could sweep, all right, maybe continue bearish. This is a clear and obvious POI. it is likely that it could be liquidated if price comes down, and then maybe we may have a reaction on this POI at the bottom. Okay, so this could be what we could be looking for, and we may see that price could let's see, price could also come up, sweep these areas at the top, and then maybe have a reaction targeting these Asia lows, and then afterwards continue bullish. So those are kind of like the ideas for these two, well, for this pair. Okay, so those are possible scenarios. So obviously we'll have to look at price as it develops and then see which route it wants to take. So looking at GBPUSD, looking at GBPUSD, this is our range. This is our range. Boom, 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 and then this is our internal. So this is our strong swing, okay, and this is our strong internal, and then this is our weak internal and weak swing at the moment. However, we can notice that price supply area is beginning to fail. Okay, so we do have this area that's still holding. This one at the bottom has failed. Okay, so once we start to seeing supply areas failing, then it is possible that we might be having a deeper pullback, and we might start to see demand stepping in. Okay, so this is what we have. This is what we have. So in the 4 hour, we do have this extreme area of supply, and then right now this is what is holding. It is likely going to be eliminated as well. So let's see. So we did have this internal sweep, and then that resulted in this strong bullish movement. Okay, we've taken out that, and if we don't get a reaction down, okay, and we continue, then that means we see buyers in control. Okay, so this is what we're looking at the moment. And then let's see on the 15-minute if we can have any intraday ideas. Okay, so 15-minute, this was our swing range. Okay, this was our swing strong, this was our swing low, and then that has been broken. Internal as well as broken. So pound didn't follow through. Okay, pound didn't follow through. We did get a reaction. Okay, but because this is an Asia high as well, so it was highly likely that it was going to be liquidated, and as you can see, price just blasted through. So we did come in, give a reaction, and then we simply blasted through that zone. Okay, so now that means we now have a strong low. Okay, we now have a strong low down there. So this is our 15M strong swing low, and then that becomes our break of structure, 15M BOS. Alright, and then our internal, everything has changed, so we can now remove these internal ranges. Okay, so this is what we now have. Okay, now on the flip side, I can also see that we do have this trend line. Okay, this trend line. So this is liquidity that also could be taken. Okay, that is liquidity that could also be taken. That also could be targeted. So in the meantime, because we are in this pullback phase, and then we do have areas, so if we look left, yeah, price is reacting from this area. This is likely going to be taken. We also have this area at the top that's likely going to be taken. This is a sweep zone that resulted in a bearish break of structure. So this could be a good area to look for shorts, okay, if price gets to that area. Okay, it is also above this Asia high. So once this is swept, or we sweep these areas, then we could be looking for shorts from that area. Okay. So right now price looks to be on course to get there. Okay, price looks to be on course, so we may push up, maybe get a bit of reaction, and then push up into this area, and then get a proper reaction coming down, and then maybe targeting these Asia lows. And so that's one roadmap. If that's not the case, if maybe price prints or takes out this area and then automatically comes back down, then we might be looking for these areas to be swept, and then maybe from there look for longs to continue with the long trend. Okay, so for the pound, the roadmap probably is looking for shorts. However, now we're aware that this could be the trend change and we could be continuing bullish. Okay, so other than that, those are the two ideas that I have for today. So please don't forget to like and leave a comment and subscribe. Let me know how you're finding value with this material and how you're applying it to your trading. So other than that, have a good day, and Working Trader out.